It's tulip time. In today's video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my favorite winter tulips and why tulips are my favorite flower in general. My name's Ellen Frost. I'm a florist here in Baltimore, Maryland. I write a weekly newsletter all about my flower adventures, and I'm building a community of flower nerds online. I'm excited today because I've gotten my first delivery of winter tulips from our winter tulip grower, Jessica Todd from Clear Ridge Nursery, or Cut Flowers by Clear Ridge. Jessica is about 60 miles away. At our shop, we source all of our flowers locally, so it's important for us to have a source for winter tulips that's close by to our shop. So Jessica is just about 60 miles. This time of year when tulips are coming on fast, Jessica will deliver maybe twice a week. So yesterday we had our first big delivery. We bought about 1,500 tulips for the weekend. We'll get another 1,500 this coming week for Valentine's Day. Tulips are really our main flower that we use for Valentine's Day because they are available locally and they are available in mass. So we really can get them in volume. So I want to show you today some of the tulips that Jessica brought, and I want to talk a little bit about how they were brought to us, because tulips can get delivered to florists in lots of different ways. They can come with the bulb on, they can come with the bulb off but dry, or they can come with the bulb off but in water. So these tulips come to us with the bulb cut off and in a bucket of water. For us, that's the best way because they're really ready to go. It doesn't really take us any work to get them ready. The farmer has done most of the work to get them prepared for us. You can also see that all of the tulips come wrapped in craft paper. This is also great for us too because it keeps the tulips nice and straight. Sometimes if you put tulips in a bucket without wrapping them, they can slide down in the bucket, and because their stems are pretty pliable, they can get curved, they can get broken. So wrapping them in craft paper is actually, I think, the best way to deliver. One thing that Jessica does for us, which I love because it helps me learn about the tulips, is that on every package, she hand writes the variety name of the tulip. So every year she's trying out different varieties, and that's one of the things that I love the most because every year we have different new tulips that we've never seen before, returns of tulips that we love. And so when she writes the names right here on the craft paper, that lets me and the staff know what those are, and it helps us to learn, especially about these new tulips. So this is a great way to have them delivered. If you're a farmer delivering to a florist, I think this is a great way to deliver. So let me show you a couple of the varieties that we got yesterday that I am really in love with. And because it's Valentine's Day, you know, we have some traditional pinks, shades of pink, some red, but really we are not stuck on, you know, traditional Valentine's Day colors. We really love all colors of tulips. So we've got really a wide range of tulip colors that we're working with this week. So we have two of these sort of hot pink varieties. This one is Verona Sunrise. This is actually, I think, new to us this year. And this one is Columbus. This is an old favorite. We've gotten Columbus for a couple years now, and our customers love it as well. So they are pretty similar in color. Columbus has a little bit of a smaller bloom. They are both doubles, so that means that when they open, unlike sort of a single tulip that you might be used to, these doubles really open up more like a peony. We actually have customers sometimes that mistake them for peonies. So this Verona Sunrise is a little bit different from Columbus, you can see, because its inner petals are really like a peachy. So when they open, they're going to be hot pink on the outside, but really like a more peachy apricot on the inside. Where Columbus, when it opens, it has sort of a white or a very light pink center. So while they're both like perfect colors, they do have a little bit of nuance. I think the stems are about the same length, so there's not much difference there. Yeah, I love both of these. These are going to be, you know, very popular for Valentine's Day. We have a couple yellow varieties this week, a sort of light creamy yellow and a sort of brighter yellow. And I think last year the Pantone color of the year was in the yellow range, and we're starting to see a lot more requests for yellow for weddings and for events. So I'm excited for these two yellow tulips. So this one, Verona, it's a little bit, like I said, a creamier yellow with a little bit of a green stripe on it. Very pretty and really versatile. We used it in a bunch of different color palette arrangements today, and it really works really well. And then this one, Marie Jo, this is a double as well. Very brightly colored. Also with a little bit of a green stripe in it, which is pretty cool. These are, let's see, they're about the same stem length. A little bit shorter, even though they're very long, than some of the varieties we have. But really, really lovely. And almost like, you know, trying to get us in the mood for spring. So really love these and love including them in all of our arrangements today. Another really cool variety we have this week is called Bell Song. So this is a light pink and white fringed variety. So tulips come in lots of categories. There's actually 15 different types of tulips based on their size, their shape, how early or late in the season they bloom. So Bell Song is a fringed tulip, which is really fun, really unique, and some things you're probably not going to see as much at a wholesaler. This is something you're going to get more from a local grower who's searching out those like really interesting bulbs. So if you look closely, you can see that the tips of these flowers are really fringed. They're like jagged. They look like somebody's taking like a little shears and cut little snips into them. When they open, they're really quite full when they're open, and those fringe edges are really showing off. So our customers love these. When people say that they think tulips are boring or you know, they're sort of everywhere in everybody's garden, I always try to say these local tulips that we have here in our shop, grown locally from our specialty cut flower growers, are really unique. They are not boring or basic. They really are, you know, the best bulbs and the best blooms around. Very long stem length on these, really pretty color. They're going to be a fan favorite this weekend for sure. I have a couple varieties here I want to show you that are in the orange palette. Orange is my favorite color, and tulips are my favorite flower. So these are some of my all-time favorite winter flowers to get. The first one I want to show you is called Delta Storm. Look at the stem length on these. These are ridiculously tall. The color is so pretty. It's really like a, you know, sort of a soft terracotta orange, and it has a little bit of a darker orange interior. This is a Triumph tulip, so this is really like more of a classic single tulip, but you can see the stem length really, really tall. I think of like Menton, that peachy tulip that you get closer to Easter, always has like a really long stem. These are reminiscent of that, very, very long stems. These are great for like tall arrangements, and the color, like I said, is just really very pretty. And then we have two different orange parrots this week. So this is apricot parrot. This is one we've gotten for years. Also with really long stems. Parrot tulips often, so parrot tulips I think are one of the most beautiful tulips. They have very ruffly petals, and when they open, they almost look like, I don't even know how to describe it, just very unique, very craggly, really cool. And so apricot parrot has all kinds of different colors in it. It's got yellow, it's got gold, it's got orange. And when they open, they really open fully. They're really beautiful when they open. You can start to see one opening here. You can start to see those petals starting to open there. So apricot parrot, stem length, really, really tall. I do take all of this, most of this foliage off. You can see just when I use these, I'm gonna just really strip these down to basically just either the bare stem, or if I have one that has like some pretty top leaves, maybe leave the top leaf on. Parrot tulips, unlike other tulips, I find often do curve more when they when they come to us. So all tulips, once they've been cut, this is like a weird thing about tulips, they continue to grow in the vase. So there's only a few flowers in the world that do that. So once you cut a tulip and you put it in a vase, it will continue to grow. It may actually grow a couple inches over the days that you have them. And they are also reaching for light. So if you put a tulip by a window, they are actually going to move and grow towards the light. So parrot tulips, all tulips do this, but parrot tulips have much more of a curve and a little bit more of a pliable stem. So they really, like when you see those pictures of like drooping, big full vases of tulips, that's really, parrot tulips are perfect for that. So I've got one more parrot, and this is actually a new to us variety. It's called monarch parrot. And for me, this is my favorite that we got this week. I took some home to enjoy at the house. I don't usually take flowers home, but I did take these home. So these are, you can see huge blooms on these, really big blooms. And they have a little bit of a green and almost like a purpley red little accent to them. So really versatile to use in a lot of different arrangements. And you can see that this is the harvest stage for a parrot tulip. Colored up a little bit more than a single. You want your parrots a little bit more colored up to make sure that they open. So you can really tell what color they are at that point. For singles, you want them just barely colored. Parrots, you do want them a little bit more colored up. So if you're looking for tulips either at the grocery store or at a farmer's market or even from a farmer, you want to look for ones that are closed and colored up but not open, so that you get the most vase life out of them. That's how you're going to get the most life out of those. So I'm really excited for tulips this week. I know that our Valentine's Day customers are going to be very excited for them too. If you haven't tried local tulips, or if you've been burned in the past by tulips, like you've bought them and either they were super droopy and they never hydrated, or they didn't last very long and you feel like tulips maybe aren't your thing, I would say give them another try. Source them locally from a local grower, and I think that you'll find that the colors and the style and the varieties are really unique, and that the blooms themselves are very long lasting. These flowers are going to last a week and a half to 2 weeks in a vase, so you're really going to get your money's worth. So highly recommend local tulips during the winter. They're a great pick-me-up to have, especially when the weather's cold and dreary. Tulips are the way to go.